So you spent your weekend looking for houses, you even missed the Jet game to go to some open houses, and you found one you loved. And as you're making an offer which you think will be accepted, you realize, man, the rates are really high. Ooh, that mortgage payment may be too high. That stinks. What are we gonna do? Well, here comes the 2-1 Buydown program. It's an amazing mortgage program. It's taken the world by storm, but what is it? I'm gonna unpack it in this video. We're gonna go over it in bite-sized, small little nuggets that are easy to understand. But first, I'm Andrew Russell, owner and founder of RCG Mortgage, previous 2-time winner of Mortgage Broker of the Year, top originator across the country via Scotsman Guide. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe to our page. The more followers we have, guys, the more life-changing content we put out. Now let's get into it. Let's talk about the 2-1 Buydown. You have to have been living under a rock if you haven't heard about a Buydown program. So what is it? The most popular one by far is the 2-1 Buydown, but there are options that go up to 3 years. So specifically, the 2-1 Buydown program, all it is a rate subsidy. So the seller has to agree to give monies via a seller concession or from the seller proceeds to cover the cost of a rate reduction program. So what does it look like? Say the market rate right now is 7%. Boo. You can actually, with this program, the first year, you can have 5% for your interest rate, which is a lot of savings. And then you could have 6% for the second year. The whole world is gearing up right now for the next couple years that rates will come down. So to entice buyers, to help motivate them to buy houses, these temporary buydown programs, the 2-1 Buydown specifically, has taken the world by storm. And it gives a lower payment. It gives a nice runway into the actual interest rate, but it is not an adjustable rate mortgage. It is a fixed rate mortgage, so after the buydown period is over, the fixed rate period will be there no matter what. So doesn't this sound great? Doesn't everybody want a 2% reduction year one and a 1% rate reduction year two? Of course. But how do you qualify? What does it look like? First, speak to your mortgage professional. Go over if it's the right mortgage for you. Say the payment's a little high but affordable at 7%. Maybe if it was 5% year one and 6% year two, it's more affordable for you. Then, based on the sale price range you're looking at, the mortgage type, whether it's conventional, FHA, VA, etc., you have to go over what would that cost look like? What does the amount that the seller has to subsidize? How much is it? Because then that has to, through your pre-approval, get communicated to your realtor, who's then going to communicate with the seller and make sure they understand. If, say, the seller is selling their house for $700,000, they're not going to net $700,000. They might be giving the buyer $10,000 as a subsidy for the rate reduction. Not all sellers will agree, but you have to make sure, number one, the consultation with the mortgage professional, you go over what it looks like, and then number two, you have to make an offer that includes it. Here's a real-life example of how this 2-1 Buydown program has completely taken the world by storm and helped one of our clients get into their dream home, but make it more affordable. So, one of our agents gave me a call on the weekend, like, yo, Andrew, what's up, man? And was like, hey, I have a client, and they're working with a specific mortgage lender, but the rates have gone up, and they don't know if they want to buy this home at the end of the day. So what we did is we did a consultation and realized they were buying $1 million house, putting down 20%. Unfortunately, the mortgage interest rate was not locked at the beginning, because every mortgage guy is waiting for rates to come down, right? And the interest rate went up to a certain point that was way too high, I believe about 7.75%. So when we did our consultation with them, which obviously is towards the end, everybody's anxious, we realized, listen, if we did a 2-1 Buydown program, say their payment was $6,000 a month, we would be able to lower that payment to $5,000 a month year one and $5,500 a month year two by doing this program. Now, if you add it all together, all the math gurus out there, that's $12,000 savings year one, $6,000 savings year two. It's $18,000 net. Follow me? So the seller would have to agree to doing a subsidy program where they're giving back $18,000 of their proceeds. So we built it into the sales price, and $18,000 of what the seller was netting from that $1 million sale price went to the buyer at closing to pay for the 2-1 Buydown program, which again costs $18,000. Sellers subsidized, which is great. And we're able to offer these clients a rate of 5.75 on the first year, 6.75 on the second year, and give them a nice runway, an affordability runway. $1,000 less year one, $500 less year two. And of course, everybody's waiting for a refi opportunity once the rates do in fact come down, which they will. Now, this all sounds great, right? But what happens if the seller doesn't agree to it? So there's always options. So we actually offer a buyer subsidized rate reduction. It's only 1% the first year, but the rate is actually an eighth higher than what the market rate is, which is 0.125, but the first year, it's 1% lower. So if the seller doesn't agree, doesn't mean it's the end of the world. There are still amazing programs out there. We can still get a rate reduction. So just to recap, you found yourself your dream home, but the rates seem high. Make no mistake, there's great mortgage programs that exist right now in the form of the Buydown program. Get yourself a couple percentage points shaved off and a rate reduction over the first couple years while not taking a risky adjustable rate mortgage, making the home more affordable for the first couple years. If this makes sense for you, make sure you speak to your mortgage professional and your real estate agent to try to work in a temporary buydown for your purchase. Make sure, guys, you smash the like button and hit the bell so you're alerted when all of our amazing content comes out. And until then, we'll see you next time.